Was Audi a little bit late to the party with a luxury SUV? Can the Q7 make it in a very lucrative market? We'll try and find out. The Q7 fits right into the large luxury SUV market, and since Audi has one of the best all-wheel drive systems on the planet, one wonders why they didn't do something like this years ago. The vehicle is related to the Volkswagen Touareg and Porsche Cayenne SUVs, though the majority of components are different. The first thing you'll notice about the Q7 is that it's big, it's very big. It's wide, it's long, it's tall, it's a very big SUV. The front of the vehicle is the most dramatic, in-your-face interpretation of Audi's new look that I've seen. Very deep grille here, right down to the, well, below the bumper level really. These Audi rings look even bigger than usual, but it's a great-looking vehicle and you'll not mistake it for anything else. There's lots of room inside, making this one of the best upscale family vehicles on the market. Cargo space is great too, but there again, this is a big rig and there are easier SUVs to park. As of quite recently, Audi has been offering a V6 for the thrifty, or those who find the standard V8 a little thirsty. The basic engine is a 280 horsepower 3.6-litre V6, and the top power plant is a 350 horsepower 4.2-litre V8, which is related to the unit found in other Audi models. These are all new engines, and thus have excellent fuel economy for their respective classes. Audi builds excellent engines, whether V6s or V8s, and the V6 in our test Q7 was silky smooth and torquey. This refinement makes this one of the very best SUVs on the market to cruise the highways in. Both engines use a 6-speed automatic with Tiptronic semi-manual mode. The transmission is a fine piece of work and makes very effective use of the available torque on both engines. Do people still yearn for a manual transmission with products like this? Almost certainly not. 7-passenger seating is optional with a V6 and standard with a V8 power plant. The second row seats offer a huge amount of shoulder and leg room. The detailing and the finish of every part of this interior is excellent. Everything fits perfectly. The grain of the plastic materials is just right. It looks expensive. It doesn't look plasticky. The whole thing is beautifully done. The instrumentation is very attractive. I guess that doesn't matter as long as it's practical, and it is practical too. The two main dials are a really peculiar shape, a kind of cam shape, but it works for me. It looks very good. Fits nicely in with the curve of the dash. The roof system in the Q7 is an amazing piece of work. It's almost entirely made of glass, and I don't know how much of it you can open. Most of it, I think. Just turn this knob here like this. Using the Tiptronic semi-manual transmission is very straightforward. You can use the shift lever down here, just shift it over and up and down, or you can use these paddles on the steering wheel, and they work very well, very effective, just like a Formula One car. One thing I don't like about this vehicle's instrumentation is the audio control system. It's too complicated. You have to cycle through the stations on a screen here. You can do some of the work from the steering wheel, but basically you're looking at the screen rather than just pressing a button as you would with a good old-time radio system. The Q7 competes in a segment that's pretty busy these days. Typical rivals include the Mercedes-Benz GL Class, BMW X5, Cadillac Escalade, Lincoln Navigator, Hummer H2, Infiniti QX56, Range Rover, Lexus LX470, and the Volvo XC90. Maybe one or two more if they're really well optioned. Given the level of luxury and the wonderful interior that seems to be common to all Audis, this big SUV should sell well. Add to this the famed Quattro all-wheel drive, and you have something very special and highly distinctive. Interestingly, the Q7 is built at an Audi plant in Bratislava, Slovakia. Plants in other countries are nothing new to Audi. The TT has been built in Hungary right from the start. The basic V6 Q7 costs $54,500, which is quite reasonable for a vehicle like this. The V8 models can run right up to $80,000 or more. The Q7 is as good as any large luxury SUV out there, and probably better than most. Whether it'll be a success or a failure depends on the whims of the consumer. For the new driver's seat, I'm Tony Whitney.